It's 10 o'clock. The Excise Board will call this meeting to order. Roll call, please.
Joe Clement.
Here.
Jerry Carroll.
Here.
Tony Odom.
Here.
Approve the Excise Board proceedings from previous meeting.
Motion to approve. Second.
Joe Clement.
Yes.
Jerry Carroll.
Yes.
Tony Odom.
Yes.
Review and sign if approved, signed appropriations and transfer appropriations. There is no appropriations, but there is some transfers.
Motion to approve. Second.
Joe Clement.
Yes.
Jerry Carroll.
Yes.
Tony Odom.
Yes.
There's supposed to be something written on this side.
Yeah. It's for Gilly to sign whenever.
Okay, at this time, we will recess to the commissioners' meeting.
So moved.
So, number one, open meeting.
Joe
I'll
Clement.
call-
Yes.
Joe Clement.
Yes.
Jerry Carroll.
Sorry.
Tony Odom.
Call this meeting to order, the Haskell County Commissioners County meeting. Roll call
Clark McCleary.
here.
Larry Watson.
Here.
Billy Cloud.
Here. Pledge allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Number four, recognize guest. Put you here. And Move on to number 5, new business. Have any new business?
I do, Billy. I want to present a resolution for disposing of equipment to the board. I had purchased some new desks through the court fund, and one of them was damaged, and so I need to surplus that out, and I want to transfer it to District 2. It was never under the control of the county. It was always owned by the court. The governing or the court fund board did an order declaring surplus. I offered it to Administrative Office of the Courts, which is what our process is. No one claimed it, and so now I'm going to surplus it out. And I'm just trying to get that resolution signed.
Make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Clark McCrary,
Yes.
Larry Watson,
Yeah.
Billy Cloud.
Yes.
That was just copies.
Moving on to number 6, approve commissioners proceeding from the previous meeting.
Make a motion to approve.
I'll second it.
Clark McCrary,
Yeah.
Larry Watson,
Yes.
Billy Cloud.
Yes.
Billy, I might mention back up on new business, just to give y'all a report that a lot of people have asked about the recount that was conducted last week, and the numbers did not change, so the vote was certified as it stood on election night.
Okay.
What was recounted on?
Kenta School Bond.
Number 7, approve blanket purchase orders.
And they are.
Blanket peels, 1 blanket for District 3, $250.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Second it.
Clark McCrary,
Yes.
Larry Watson,
Yes.
Billy Cloud.
Who was
Yes.
a blanket too?
O'Reilly's.
Number 8, Chuck Schaefer, Germany IT, will be presenting copier, phone, credit card, and processing, and other IT services.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for letting me attend the meeting. What a difference a week makes, right? So I'm gonna leave some information here that you can distribute later about us and who we are. We're a technology management company, and yes, just as the bullet point shows, we do the basic things, copiers and phone systems. I've been doing this since I was a junior in high school, which has obviously been a while. Started working on typewriters and cash registers for Kroger and McDonald's and, you know, those kind of places. But my company is based in Tahlequah. Been a resident of Oklahoma for 25 years. And that's where we've raised our family and our kids and lived and worked in Oklahoma. Started a technology company back in 2009, sold that company to a large financial company called Shift 4 back in 2022, thinking that was the right move. And it was the right move for all the people that worked for me at the time and myself at the time. But I found myself liking working for big companies as a swabby on an aircraft carrier. Lots of power, lots of resources, but I think I'm destined to be captain of a rowboat. So that's kind of what brought me back to creating Gemini IT 918. And we are based in Oklahoma. I have representation in Tulsa, representation in Oklahoma City. And we are, I don't want to say why we're different or why we're better, but I want you to know that we're here. We're here to listen to what your technology challenges may be, whether that's getting service on an HP printer. We do all the HP printer repairs for Bank First branches based up in Tahlequah and Muskogee. But they also buy the Kyocera copiers from us, you know, for new stuff. So we do sell and service new copiers, new printers. We do phone systems. I managed voice and data services for Regional University, chain for group for 7 years, and we rolled out new phone systems across all 3 of their campuses. So I personally have the skills, and my team has the skills to take a look at what's working well for you and what you may want to take a look at. Sometimes a fresh set of eyes, fresh set of hands is a benefit to any organization. I want you to know that we're here for that. On the payment side of things, everybody's processing payments in one form or another, and I don't know who answers the phone, but I'm sure you probably get phone calls, maybe not as often as restaurants do, but everybody's trying to sell you credit card services, and we handle those kind of payment services as well. I learned a lot by working for Shift 4. They're a $200 billion organization, and they have great education tools, but I brought that into my organization to help Oklahoma achieve those kind of goals. One of the things that's kind of new, some of the things that we do well, one of the charges that I had in previous engagements was network analysis, and I formed a complete network analysis team. And one of the coolest devices I have, it's probably the cheapest thing that I've got, but it's probably the most important these days. We have what's called an internet failover device, and you probably already have something in place for county services that resembles that, but we provide those kind of products for departments wherever they may be to keep internet running. It's not a matter of if the internet's going to die, but when the internet dies, and this device is always pinging Google. And when it sees that it can't ping Google, it switches over to the cellular network. We run on 2 different cellular platforms at the same time, so even if one of the cellular providers is down, we switch over to that one, and when it sees that it can ping Google again, going back out, it switches back over to your primary internet provider. That device is a whopping $49 a month. So sometimes the most important things aren't the most expensive things. Last that we have, if that door's locked, it's always getting rattled by people trying to get in. Just yesterday, I get this email, and these people are really crafty. You know, your Microsoft email account needs to be reset, you know, that kind of stuff. And the best people in the world make mistakes. We have a customer that's in eastern Oklahoma. The lady there is salt of the earth, knows how to run everything with regards to the business that the task that she was charged to run within that organization, and somebody fished her by FedEx package. Hey, this is FedEx, we couldn't deliver, click here to so that we can reschedule delivery. Clicked on the link and ransomware. And you know, everybody's susceptible to, you know, we have law enforcement here. It's, you know, law enforcement is there. You can't prevent crime. You just do your best to mitigate it, respond to it when it happens, and educate folks. And that's what we do really well. I have a social engineering program that I bring into organizations to educate staff on what to look for. What does a phishing email look like? What are best password practices? I can't tell you the countless number of people that I walk into, hi, I'm with Gemini IT, da-da-da-da-da, and, you know, they trust the people that they think are the computer guys. And I'm like, I need you to log in here. Oh, well, my password is, and I'm covering my ears. Yeah, because people just don't, we're too trusting in many ways. And we will hand stuff out that we shouldn't hand out. I love to do education programs to folks to understand that there are procedures and policies that we can put in place that will automatically protect your data, that we can do to educate people to recognize the signs of trouble, and we can take care of those things on the front end, open, educating, and then we can also act as what is called a blue team to say, okay, Chuck, we want you, we're having trouble with our phone system, or you know, we want to see how secure we are. We can announce to everybody we're going to be doing network analysis, and we're going to be looking around. So we're walking around in our shirts and everything, and we're putting stuff on devices that says, you know, property of Gemini IT, don't remove, and we're capturing stuff to see who's coming in and who's coming out of your network. We can also operate as a red team. You know, we're not really sure about what's going on over there. We would like for you to do some forensic analysis and report back on this or that. We have those kind of tools, those kind of skills, and we can operate to make work easier, more efficient, less costly, and make sure that we're providing the due diligence that we need to. So that's basic from soup to nuts, real quick as an introduction as to who we are, what we do, and we'd love the chance to earn the county's business.
We appreciate it.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Moving on to number 9, Bethany with the OD Security will be discussing the possible purchase of a full body scanner for the jail. Ma'am?
Sorry, I've got to be behind you guys. My name is Bethany. I'm from OD Security North America. We're a full body scanning company that is family owned. I just want to tell you a little bit about us, a little bit of background that makes us a little bit different. We have 2 competitors that are corporate, Adani and Tech 84. What makes us different is this. In 1960, our company came out of the Dutch, and we came out as scanning human beings, x-ray machine equipment, CTs, MRIs, etc. Over the years, we brought it to the United States in 2012 in College Station, Texas. We put the first one in the DOC in Georgia in 2014, and today, well, that ends in last year, 2024, but today 800 systems in 43 states. So we're very, very proud of this, and we did this with 2 people, me and my boss. So when you say how can you get to all those states and all those people and all those, you know, contingencies, it's definitely word of mouth and just the fact that we answer our phone. Right now we're in 20 counties in the state of Oklahoma. I kind of highlighted them for you here. More than our competitor, there's 1 Tech 84 and 2 Adani's in your state, and the other 20 counties have OD Security North America. We're medical, like I said, which makes us different. We just won the DOC in Texas, which is the largest DOC in the United States. 96 full body scanners against our competitors. We were vetted for 4 months. So we take this as a big accreditation towards our company and who we are and what we stand for. And then a win here in New York as well. So really quick, because I know that all of you don't totally understand full body scanners, but in the jail, when you bring in a detainee in, obviously we want to keep the staff safe and we want to keep the back of the jail safe. So how do we do this? This is our full body scanner. These are our competitors. Our competitors, the way they scan is detector moves around the human body. We don't like this. Ours, again, being medical background, we're the only linear detector on the market, taking that out of our knowledge of our medical background. So our approach and our engineering is completely different. So the first picture there on the left is a full body scanner where the detector goes around. So say the sheriff decided he's scanning every single person that works in the jail that day, even. So say they had their belts and guns and all that on. If the detector went straight through the stomach, it would have the belt, the radiation would bounce off, and so anything under that belt buckle would be hidden. The way ours linear, going up and under, then you have your belt, and then it can see what is behind the belt, what's behind that. So our, the way that we vertically scan just ensures that we're not going to have any hidden objects, that we're going to be able to see things. Best AWG on the market. Now this is kind of funny to me because when I started over 6 years ago, I'm an ER nurse by trade. I was on the South Carolina board for the opioid crisis for that state when my boss hired me. We felt like it would be a good fit just because I want to stop the opioid crisis in the United States. AWG is American wire gauge. So all these guys in here probably know that if you go to Lowe's and buy a wire, it's a wire gauge, right? So we are 46 AWG, which means we can see down to a fentanyl patch or a Band-Aid underneath the bra strap, something like that. These are all our competitors out there and where they're listed, and again, we're the highest on the market. We find it interesting, Tech 84 doesn't even list it. However, we've bought their scanners when we've replaced them, and so we know they are kind of somewhere around that blue line there between 35 and 40. Image quality is the best on the market as well. This is the only thing we do, so it's 5,000 by 2,800 pixels. So it's like buying a great 5K TV set. You can see very, very, very well. Unique detection design, again, coming out of the medical market. We have a tower, so that tower has 1,216 sensors that detect things in the human body. The capability of what we can see is amazing in the way that we don't have to use dual generators. Dual generators means double the amount of radiation, and I'll tell you about that because everybody kind of freaks out about radiation. Touchscreen interface. So I like to say that even a 5-year-old could use a machine. We all laugh, and our 5-year-olds can use their tablets better than we can. This makes it easy to see things and diagnose things. Fingerprint login, talking about safety and security, as that man was. Basically, you walk up to the machine and the officers will put their fingerprint on. This will log them in. This is safety for password security as well. So again, giving out passwords, which we don't want to do. If someone walks away from the monitor, it's going to, after a few seconds, go off and go to this. If you walk up and put your fingerprint in it, that logs you on. That's going to be nice for the sheriff, undersheriff, etc., his supervisors, so that he can see who was logged in at such and such time, and anyone they scanned during that time. We have Smart Scan random software. This is good for trustees, work release. Sometimes the jail has people that come in and do work release or weekend duty, or that's what the judge has assigned to them to come in on the weekend. So we know that in the United States, you can only be scanned 167 scans in 1 year. 250 microsieverts of radiation, and I'll explain that in a minute. But so those people that are going through the scanner a lot, say he has kitchen staff that works, that are detainees but work in the kitchen, they would go through the scan every morning and every night when they come back, so that we protect them against what the national dose is. Every 9th, 10th scan, which our installers regulate for the sheriff, are a dummy scan. All the bells and whistles go off, but the person is not being radiated. The operator does not know it's a dummy scan, nor does the person on the scanner. Okay, it would just bring up a prior scan. Only the sheriff or supervisors, etc., would know that on that day, that minute, that second, that was a dummy scan. And that's built in so the sheriff doesn't have to count 1, 2, 3, up to 167 scans. So radiation. Everybody freaks out when you say the word radiation, but they don't understand that going out in the sun 10 minutes is radiation, right? Sleeping next to somebody last night was 20 microsieverts of radiation. I like to use dental x-ray. 500 microsieverts for 1. And you guys know that we walk out of there 8 scans later, right? So it's like 4,000 microsieverts of radiation. So our body scanner on the second row, went over, is 1.5 microsieverts, which is like eating 15 bananas, which is an actual dose of radiation. Banana equivalent dose. So 1 scan is 1.5. So a chest x-ray is 1,000. So we're allowed 2,500 in a detention center per year. So a quarter of a chest x-ray, and then that is equivalent to 167 scans. So that's kind of the safety of it. It's very safe. It's like going out in the sunshine, like I said, 10 to 15 minutes. We can give the sheriff tag readers, digital cameras if he needs it. That's for larger jails. tablet, and I've got one here to show you. We're the only company that has this. This makes it nice because it allows him to take the tablet into a court of law, and it shows the exact detail of what's on that monitor station, so he can lighten it, darken it, brighten it. There's different buttons on it, but it is the exact same proprietary rights as that operator station. He can use it in command staff reporting, things like that. Team viewer workstation, this just allows the sheriff to see things from his desk live. If someone calls him and says, hey sheriff, I can't see what, I'm not sure what to do about this situation, can you log on and look? This also allows our guys, if there's ever a problem, we don't want you down. So we can log in off-site to see what they're doing or work with you. Because we're family owned, what's nice about this is my husband, is one of our installer educators. We're all medical. I'm, like I said, an ER nurse. He's an EMT paramedic. We have radiation techs on our board as well. This can allow an 18-year-old to call our house at 2 a.m. and say, Mike, I don't know what I'm looking at. Help me. And Mike has big computers in our home, and he's going to log on with them. And he's going to tell them, okay, let's dry cell them 20 minutes. Let's turn them around. Let's have them drink some water. He's going to walk them through different things to do. And I can tell you right now, corporate companies won't do that for you. We have a thermal regulator we can attach to it. Of course, these are additional options. We did this during COVID. Oklahoma doesn't really, I can honestly tell you that not one scanning company or county in Oklahoma has a thermal regulator. I can tell you as an ER nurse, it's probably not correct. But if that gets you funding, then we can attach that. ADA platform, it's not necessary, but you can purchase it. The only county in your state that has it is Oklahoma County, which they're a large facility, so they're seeing many more handicapped people than most facilities are. I've already told the sheriff, if you have a detainee that at least has one leg, and they can alter to a chair, you can put a chair across that and back, and it works just fine. Okay, so there's no real need for an ADA platform. My boss hates me because I'm not really a sales. I don't know what to say. So here's Tech 84, one we purchased when we replaced it in our full body scanner. This is what they don't tell you. So back to radiation. There is a scatter zone. There's a little bit of radiation, right? So our scatter zone is only on the platform and only when the machine is operating. Tech 84, there must be a 12 feet radius around the scanner, and there must be a dividing console or board to protect the person scanning, and Linviva as well, Clear Pasadena. Our scanner, someone can stand right next to it because we are the only lead-lined scanner on the market. So it protects your operator. He can scan up to 18 million times before you get the dose of eating bananas, okay? So one of the big things, technology is always changing. We learned in 2000 that by the time we would train the staff, they were turning over during COVID. You know, the sheriff's departments all over the United States could just hardly keep their staff educated, but they would quit and go on to another job. So we developed an AI technology. It is an additional thing that you can purchase. But what this does is it scans the human body, and it actually circles where the jailer needs to start their investigation. So it doesn't tell them what it is. It just says, hey, there's something internal or external that should not be on the human body. We love, this is kind of it in a nutshell of what we do. We love to partner with our counties. I'm on the, I'm a gold member for the board for the Oklahoma Sheriff's Association. So I support them in the things they do as far as, you know, their barbecues or helping or doing things for their communities. I happen to live in Northwest Arkansas, which is nice, and my husband as well, and one of our other IT techs. So really this Midwest area is kind of our baby as far as the help that we can give you. The closest scanner I believe that you guys have to you is Haskell County. So they welcome anybody coming to get on it, touch it, feel it, see it, use it, you know, and see how it operates. I can tell you as an ER nurse, there's not enough Narcan to stop this fentanyl crisis. I can tell you that what they're mixing fentanyl with, Narcan doesn't work. I can tell you that a couple months ago I work still in the ER 3 days a month just to keep my practice. I'm an ER nurse of 40 years, and I had a 14-year-old go down and a mother hysterical that we didn't get back. And until you've heard a mother crying over a 14-year-old death, you understand that it's painful, and this is something we've got to stop. It's not only fentanyl that's out there. Obviously, there's other things. We had a gun in Perry County, Arkansas, that was in the rectum, and he got out of the deputy's car, pulled it out, and shot the jailer. I've got some pictures of something like that in Indiana where they had our scanner, and as soon as they got out of the car, when they put them on the scanner, they could see it right away. And so that was the difference of life and death right there. Anyways, any questions? Oh, Sheriff wanted me to talk about funding. So we partner with a company called Government Capital. They only partner with our full body company, scanner company. It's out of Texas. Basically, what they do is they work with counties that have putting together their funding. But what they'll do for you is they will go ahead and put the scanner in. You don't have to pay for 1 year. You can make that payment at that time every year or every month. You determine with Government Capital what you want to do. We built that in 2020 around commissary funds and also county money that was coming in. It's just an opportunity for some counties that are smaller to come up with financing that wouldn't otherwise be able to get it. In the state of Oklahoma, Okfuskee County has used Government Capital, so you can definitely talk to them if you have any questions about that. And I just wanted to show you a couple pictures if you guys have a second. Are you guys okay on time?
Yes.
Okay.
Now, are you on the state bid or is it a national bid?
Yes, so we are on the national buy board contract, which is a national government buying contract. It's free to become a member. Sometimes in counties, what I've noticed is your school system might already be on a buy board contract. That's where I see most. So if they are, then you can go off of their contract. If not, it's free. It's like becoming a member of Best Buy. But you buy fire engines off of it. You can buy anything. And Oklahoma recognizes it. Every county in the state of Oklahoma has used it except for one, and that was top right corner, Ottawa County. They had a new ADA and just didn't want to use it. So they went out for bid, which was fine. They still purchased us, but so that was the only one. So this is the tablet. This is the monitor station, identical. So here you have a person that comes in. The person that's operating it can change it to lighten it, darken it, or do whatever they need to. This right here is a single shot pistol that's in the rectum and bullets in the toothpaste container in the vagina. So this is obviously the kind of exact incident that happened in Perry County that couldn't be detected. And then I'll show you, I've got thousands on here, but I just want to show you important ones. So here we have a guy, boss is sharpen it for you. So I don't know if you can see all these little black oblong eggs, but that's over 50 bags of fentanyl and a rectal plug. So these are the type of things that no matter what the sheriff does, this is not going to be found on an investigation after they get out of the car and after they change out and close. So if he were to live, and this gets in the back of his jail, the entire jail, if defecated out, is going to be, high on meth or fentanyl or dead. Wagner County can tell you I went to a couple of their board meetings, and they decided not to purchase body scanner at the time, a couple board meetings in a row. And finally on a Sunday night, the sheriff called me and he told me, turn on the TV. He said, I'm coding 2 people in the back of my detention center and I've called the news, because he'd had it. So, one of the guys made it to the ICU, the other didn't. And, you know, the mom was on the news saying if they had a body scanner, this would have never gotten into the back of the detention center. They then got a body scanner. So it's something that I believe in my heart every single county, every single detention center needs in the world. I think it shouldn't even be something that we're selling. It should just be a part of what happens with detention centers. But anyway, any questions that I can answer for you guys?
What kind of money was it?
So it's $152,500, and that is with a 2-year warranty. And that's all your upgrades, software upgrades, hardware, all that, anything we do in those 2 years. We don't let you down for more than 24 hours. Like I said, there's a line. They call 1-800 number that pings to 4 of our guys' telephones immediately. I don't care if it's 2 in the morning, and they distribute it out. Who's going to deal with that? And like I said, because we live so close, someone's down here immediately if they can't fix something offline. Even if we're not close, we service Maine, New York. I mean, we're all over the United States. We're on planes, so.
And that's without the AI.
Correct. Correct.
What's that add-on?
Sorry, this weather's about killing me. The AI technology is 10, just a second, let me just be sure of this because it just changed this out. I believe it's 12,500 a year, I believe. Let me just be sure right now. Real quick. This is the new 5-word contract. So this is the new.
So we could add this on later?
Yes, and that, I want to also tell you about that. I'm glad that you said that. So in this state, 4 counties have the AI solution as of yet. Only one of them got when they purchased it. Almost all of them waited 1 year. I will tell you that our training is phenomenal. Mike comes in and does there's one day that they install the machine, it's 6 hours. And then the second day they do the training. They do 2 classes, one for night shift, one for day shift, 3.5 hours. Hour and a half in the classroom, the rest of it's all at the operator station. Mike leaves the entire class for the sheriff so that he can put any new 18-year-old that starts in 2 weeks through that class himself. We do a train the trainer style. We also leave a test, which is vitally important because we do abide by Oklahoma Radiation Safety Program. And I know your regulators in Oklahoma, and they love us for this. Keeping that test updated. This is something you get for free for a lifetime. Anytime he needs more tests, we just send him over. But this machine has been operating without AI for over 11 years. It is amazing. It finds stuff without the AI solution every day. Logan County found something in the first 24 hours of having their machine. Payne County finds something the first 24 hours of having the machine. Sequoia County found something, I think, the second week of having the machine. And even when they took the guy to the hospital didn't see it, so they took the guy to Tulsa, and Tulsa found it on the CT that they were showing, look, he's got a spork in his throat. And so they saw it even without AI. I find that the places that have used AI are struggling with high turnover, and I think they can't keep up. So to them, it's a protection. It's another tool in their tool bag where they can push that AI, and that AI software is looking for something as well. So that's kind of where I find people using the AI. I'm pretty sure it's 12,500 a year. I'm so sorry. For whatever reason, but here it is. Here's the new. Okay, so there's a new proposal. It's behind you. 152.5, the 2 years. Those are all that it includes. then there's the AI. Those are additional things that you can have or not have on it, and I can send copies.
You got a copy of that, hadn't you, Terry?
Got it.
Okay.
Does it help with their insurance premiums?
So I have found some have. We did talk about that a little bit. It's kind of like a house where you call and say, I've got, you know, I added fire things and this and that. So all I can do is tell you to call and tell them. Because we don't work with all the individual, there's so many in America that we don't know all. I can tell you that Michigan, the entire state, they actually give 30% back. So I know just that state, I just happen to know their program, but, I don't know every single program in Oklahoma, and I know everybody uses somebody different.
Well, we was looking not only for the safety of the inmates and the jailers and the law enforcement officers, we was looking at the liability issues of it and insurance purposes.
Yeah. Texas County in your panhandle, that sheriff, he had 2 lawsuits before, you know, the county kind of got behind him. And it really is, I mean, people don't understand, it seems like a lot of money when you're just saying $152,000. When you have a lawsuit that's $1 million, then it's apples and oranges, you know, it's just that type of thing.
We've had several things, we suspected somebody smuggling contraband in of some sort. We'd take them to the hospital emergency room. They wouldn't catch nothing, then 2 or 3 days later, everybody in that one pod would be high.
Hi, yeah,
But we haven't had any fatalities, knock on wood.
yeah. Washington County, in Oklahoma, they had one of their jailers, a little gal was patting down someone, she didn't put on her gloves, and the detainee had a bun, and she put her fingers through the bun and pushed like this, and it had fentanyl, and went all over the little gal, patting her down, and she went down. And she did live, but they Narcaned her several times, and she did not come back till they had gotten her to the hospital. So it really is a terrifying situation that we live in, you know, where we just are not able to, you know, adapt. And so this provides safety for, like I said, not only the detainees, but it provides safety for the jail staff of your community.
And there's a horse tranquilizer they're starting to mix with
Yes,
the drugs, and Narcan doesn't affect it.
at all. Yeah.
Yes, Terry's been wanting one for a long time, and he's been bringing it up, and I'm glad he got in touch with you.
Well, Sequoia County's what sold me on it.
Yes, sir.
Them finding that sport that day was just,
Yes, sir. You told me about that.
even when the hospital was arguing with them that there wasn't anything there,
Yes, sir.
they took them on to Tulsa and found it. And I've sent some of my people over there, some of the jailers, to look at it, and they've come back and said it's just phenomenal.
Yes, sir. So we'll try to get together and figure out what we can rake up the cash.
Is there any wiggle room on the money?
No, we've set in stone, we don't charge, like that price is the price. We don't charge for the delivery fee or installation fee and all that, which other companies do, so it's just all, that's it. Unless you decide to purchase other items like the AI or the ADA platform or whatever. We've just decided to just be cut and dry across the board, so we don't get into doing one thing for this county and one thing for this county, and that kind of thing.
Terry, is there any grants out there for this type of thing?
I'm not sure if there's any grants out there for this.
There was, a couple years ago, there was an opioid grant. There still is opioid money that is out there. We have had counties put it towards it. It hasn't paid all of it. But as long as they could prove that it somehow helped the whole community, not just the jail. So the way they wrote it, backed it as far as the community members that work at the jail, you know, are part of the community and the safety and security of them. I don't know if that opioid money is still available for your county or you guys have that, but that is a place that you can look at money. That's the only one that I know of right now for Oklahoma.
I was looking at the possibility of CARES Act money, and then I know it wouldn't be enough to pay it off, but then I applied for that sheriff's assistant grant, and I've got some money left over on it, and it would pay the balance of
And
what's,
your wording was for equipment and
yes,
stuff,
Mhm.
right?
Is that the ARPA? Oh,
it's sheriff's assistant.
okay, gotcha.
Last one to come in.
So, I checked, and the CARES Act money, there's $115,864.33 in it. And after using that, the balance would be $36,635.67. And I have a little bit more than that left in the sheriff's assistant grant that I could pay for it, and not have to do any financing, not have to pay out any interest. The interest was like 5.873. And they would finance it for 7 years, so if I could just pay for it outright, that'd save me a little over $40,000.
Well, it's definitely something we really need. We've been lucky, knock on wood, so far.
Well, insurance just dropped LaFleur County, so they're looking.
Well, that'd help on making up the difference, you know what I mean? Get the insurance dropped.
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
Really,
That reason they draw them, because they didn't have this or what?
No,
No,
just,
They've dropped 5 counties, and they've got 5 more they're looking at dropping. Or, I'd say it's because,
Ottawa County. I mean, the big settlements.
yeah, there's been 2 or 3 counties that they've had to pay settlements out on over lawsuits. But the jail inspectors have told us we've got one of the better jails in the state, and we want to keep it that way.
Just make it that much better.
I go into hundreds of jails, and I told them the other day, it's probably the cleanest and best smelling jail I've ever been in, honestly.
Yeah.
That's true.
They do a good job.
They do.
Well, and as far as our contracts with Choctaws and Cherokees, I think that's just another plus that I can throw at them.
Yes, sir.
And not that I have a problem with employees, but we could run our employees through there occasionally. Anybody gets a suspicious box, we can run a box through it, bedding, whatever, and it'll detect anything.
You mentioned in the evenings that people coming in and out, the evenings it would be a dummy check. You
The
wouldn't
dummy
have-
scan,
Uh-huh.
that would be for one that's been checked multiple times, and about every 8th or 9th time it'd be
Right.
a false scan.
If you decided any time that you didn't want a dummy scan, could you turn the switch on or something like that?
Yes, we can monitor, we can put it to what he needs. That dummy scan is for his frequent flyers and trustees and people that are going regularly through it. I would say a normal detainee would probably go through it on admission, and then when they go out to court, maybe when they come back from court, you know, it may be 4 times in their stay, depending on what their stay is. But some of the trustees and work release are going through it a lot, and that's where you actually find a lot of it, because, you know, they're going out, getting paid to bring it in, you know, and so they're.
And we've learned that occasionally there are people that are getting put in jail intentionally to smuggle contraband into the other inmates for on minor charges, you know. And I don't know that has actually happened at our jail, but we've been told it has.
So do we have any more questions?
Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Appreciate you.
Yes, sir. Move on to number 10, review and sign appropriations, transfer of appropriations, checks received, purchase orders to be paid.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
Carter McCleary.
Yes.
Larry Watson. Bailey Clapp.
renewable after the 2 year warranty? Is there some kind of operating agreement or warranty that you could?
There is a recurring warranty, they can call and renew it. They don't have to, it's just like a Sears washing machine, if you don't wanna renew your warranty, we're still gonna come fix it, it would just be parts and labor. Or there's a warranty renewal program.
What's that generally cost a year, you know?
I'm gonna look for you just cause they just sent me that new thing, but just make sure I get the exact numbers. It's $9,750.
A year?
After the 2 years, yeah. No, it's funny because the first one in the DOC in Georgia is still running to this day. It's an older computer style and base. We are just now downloading negative images, and it's got millions on there. But we hadn't had any problems except for their fingerprint thing, so we replaced that. But we're very fortunate. I mean, all of them are computers, whether it's Adani, Tech, or us. We're all different computers, and our backgrounds are all from different things. Adani came out of baggage, and Tech out of baggage when 9/11 happened. And ours, like I said, came out of medical. So everything, our software is built much like things you'd see in our ICTs, X-ray machines. Parts and components.
See what the most common parts go
The
out.
rails about 5 years ago, we had a hard time with, but it was in San Diego, one of the worst prisons in the United States. And a 650-pound person meant that since then we've reconstructed those rails and we haven't replaced a rail in 5 years. So, so Boyd County, when they got their AI on it, their fingerprint thing conflicted with the software, but we fixed it immediately. We've really been very fortunate to how we built the machine.
What do you do with, or do you have any old machines that you put into a separate location?
Yeah, I'm gonna ask my boss about that. He deals with that. He deals with all the DOCs and all of that type of thing, so I'm gonna talk to him about that. I don't know, because I only deal with counties and new provisions, and I'll find out for you.
I already asked you.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Is there a cost for service calls in case it has to be worked on in person or
Not in
anything?
those 2 years.
No, but after the 2 years.
After the 2 years, if you don't renew the warranty.
Do you have is there any kind of cost, you know, the amount or just
Hourly.
depends?
Yeah, it's hourly. It's gonna be the drive, which that's 2 hours, I just did that, and then, just the parts and hourly.
So what is your hourly? I guess that's what you guys,
I,
because we gotta pay for the parts anyway.
right, I wouldn't even know how to answer that because it depends which technician has to come, whether it's an IT guy or a component guy. So I'm truly honest, I don't know how to answer that. I will get back to you on it though. I'll definitely find out and let the sheriff know. I would say that in all our machines in the United States, that it used at least 80% renewable warranty. Very few don't.
Look forward down here, though.
You can build in that into your budget, I know you can. You run it like a business, that sheriff's department, I know you can. I know, it's difficult to think about, but it's kind of like when you think about these stupid iPhones, right? We go buy it, and 2 years later, the whole thing's worthless. Because they've upgraded everything and done everything crazy, and, you know, we can't even plug it into the same port anymore. So it's on that same scale, you know, as you gotta keep things updated.
So does the software change from time to time?
We upgrade it every time we can, so in that 2 years, there's gonna be several upgrades on it. So then after that 2 years, if you want to get the warranty, then you're not gonna get some of those upgrades. Now, the machine's gonna still operate, it will still find things, it will still see things, but you might just not have that light on it. Yeah. Yep, he works on, using EMT paramedic, we were hired together. So he does the training, which is nice, because he does it from knowing and understanding the human body. Plus, he's been in many, many, many training sessions for his lifetime of what he did, so he understands kind of what they're feeling in the room, so he makes it very participatory.
Just thinking if he could come work on them and waive the hourly rate, pick him up with a fishing trip.
Yeah. Disregard on your video recording what the sheriff just said.
I was serious.
Now, that's a good thing to bring up though, I'm sorry, this is one thing I forgot to mention. Because we're medical grade, if for some reason we could not get here or by phone, we could by phone, but something we cannot fix offsite, and we cannot get here, there's an ice storm that's so bad, or a tornado that's knocked every single, you know, whatever. Because we're medical grade, we have partnered with companies that work on high-grade medical equipment, like x-rays, CTs, MRIs, in hospitals. And because we partnered with them, we can get some, you know, you have a hospital, I saw, you can get somebody here to fix it if we cannot get here. In that 2 years, if we had to use that company, that's all included in your cost. But we do everything in our possibility, we get somebody here.
Not happy.
Everybody.
Got it? Move to number 11, to adjourn. Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Carmen McClary,
Yes.
Larry Watson,
Yes.
Billy Cloud.
Yes.
I need a motion to, come back from the meeting for the excise club.
Make a motion exercise board returns from recess and adjourn.
Second.
Joe Clement,
Yes.
Jerry Terrell,
Yes.
Sonia Odom.